Okay, I'm back for a quick minute because I realized I made a mistake. And the mistake that I made with my pressure cooker is this button right here. I had accidentally pressed down. And in doing that, what happens is I've basically told the pressure cooker to vent its steam. So now it's gathering all of its steam to start counting down. So always make sure when you're using the Instant Pot that the thing that says press on the back of your Instant Pot is up and not down. Live and learn. I use my food pressure cooker not that often. I use it a couple of times a year. Well, actually more than that. I use it about once a month. But that's why my counter wasn't counting down. Now it's getting its pressure to start counting down. My water is boiling for the noodles. I'm going to go ahead and make my noodles. It's okay to make the noodles ahead of time. They may not be hot, but trust me, what's in the Instant Pot will be hot putting on your noodles. So stay tuned to find out what the rest of this recipe is. Okay, I'm back like magic. My water is boiling. I'm going to start that. My pressure cooker has actually started to count down, and it's got 20 minutes to go. So I'm going to let it go for the 20 minutes. Again, I have the cheeses ready to go. The sour cream is still in the refrigerator, and you can actually, once you've diced your cheeses, you can go ahead and put that back in the refrigerator because you won't need it until the pressure cooker has finished its countdown. Now, because my water is already boiling, what we're going to do is I'm just going to set my cheese in the refrigerator like that, and I've got my sour cream over here all ready to go. You're going to need 1 container of sour cream and 2 containers of the Boursin's cheese. Now, while the Instant Pot is counting down, now is a good time to get your kitchen cleaned. Oh, you're also going to want, and you're going to want this for your for what we're going to do in the Instant Pot next, and that's cornstarch. I have a big bottle because I do use cornstarch for a lot of things. The reason you're going to use cornstarch versus flour is if you put flour into the Instant Pot, what's going to happen is your gravy is going to taste like flour because the flour is not going to be able to cook because it has no way to get to the bottom of your pot without taking everything out. And you have a lot of liquids. What's going to happen is your flour is just going to clump and it's going to sit in. So don't use flour, use cornstarch. It's very easy to use cornstarch. For every tablespoon of cornstarch that you use, you're going to use the same amount of water, and you're just going to stir it until it's not a cement consistency. And I'll show you how that is done after the pressure cooker finishes with its time. Okay, I'm back. We've got 9 minutes left on the pressure cooker, or the Instant Pot, and I have less than 40 seconds for my pasta to be done. What I'm basically going to do is I'm just going to drain the pasta, and then I'm going to put it back in the pot. And I'm going to put a lid on it to keep it warm. So, in the next few minutes, I'm going to get the cornstarch ready, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that. So let me get this done. I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back to my kitchen. We're continuing the beef stroganoff. In this little container, I've measured out about 2 heaping tablespoons of cornstarch. I haven't added the water quite yet because you don't want the water in the cornstarch to just sit. You're going to do that after the pressure cooker goes down. And the reason we use cornstarch is it's a thickener that'll make your sauce nice and thick. The reason we're doing cornstarch, you won't be able to taste the cornstarch in your sauce, but it will thicken enough so that when you go to add the sour cream and the cheeses, you won't have a very thin sauce. And I know we talked about why we're not doing flour with this. You could do flour. However, if you do a flour thickener, you are going to have to let it cook. And it's very hard to cook in the Instant Pot flour, because flour needs to go to a heat setting, which is at the bottom of the pot, and you're full of meat and your mushrooms and your onions. So I use cornstarch instead of flour for this. Now, I went a full 20 minutes and I showed you that. It's counting down. I have 2 minutes left and I'll show you 2-minute mark. If you did a meatless version of this, what you're going to want to do is do the same steps that I'm going to do, but again, you're going to cook a lot faster. You're not going to cook the full 20 minutes. You're going to cook as long as you want to cook your vegetables to your taste preference. And the next couple of steps, if you are vegetarian, you might want to remove your vegetables and just leave your sauce in the Instant Pot and do the next steps, because as we're adding like our sour cream and our cheeses to this, what's going to happen if you have just vegetables is they're going to get really, really rammed and possibly soggy. So always add this after you've taken your vegetables out but left the liquid in the Instant Pot. And it's got 1 more minute, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an equal part of this with cold water, not hot water. You want to use cold. Hot water will make your cornstarch kind of clump. So we're going to do cold. And we're just going to give it a good stir. You don't want the consistency of cement, but you do want a little bit of a smooth texture. And you just heard my Instant Pot beep, and I'm going to show you the next step. I'm also going to turn you over so you can see that in fact is, pardon my hand, is the liquid. If you've got like clumps on the side, just keep stirring it until those break down. Okay, I'm going to move you guys up here. Now is when you want to press your vent and allow all of the steam to escape. That's what they call a quick release. And all pressure cookers should have the ability to do a quick release, whether it be the Instant Pot or a regular pressure cooker. You're just going to want, and I'm sorry I said you're just going to want to release the steam quickly. So for these next two parts, you're going to want to have your cornstarch ready, your 2 packages of your instant soup mix. You're going to want to go get your sour cream and your cheese. So I'm going to turn you guys around with me so you guys don't have dead air. I know I'm trying to get out of that habit too, of doing dead air. So I'm going to grab my cheeses out. Them over here. And I'm going to grab my sour cream. And now I'm going to turn you over. Now on the Instant Pot, what will happen is once you start to release your pressure, it'll go into what they call a keep warm setting, which you're actually going to cancel because now you're going to go back to your saute setting. And I'll show you that in a second as soon as I can get the lid off. Speaking of which, anytime that you're using your Instant Pot on the pressure setting, you'll notice this little silver thing is up in the air. It'll drop once there's no pressure. You won't be able to remove your lid, and that goes for most pressure cookers. Most newer pressure cookers, once that knob goes up, it will prevent you from opening the lid. Now, older pressure cookers, and I'm talking the ones that are from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and into the 80s don't have that necessarily that feature. So they're a lot different than the newer technology ones. But the Instant Pot is pretty much foolproof. You cannot remove the lid until that silver thing goes all the way down. And it just dropped. I'm going to show you that it just dropped, which means I can go ahead and open my lid. And boy, does this smell good. So now I'm going to angle you. You're not going to see me, but I'm going to show you what we're doing. And I'm going to explain. I'm actually going to stop the video for one quick second. I'll pick you back up.